Hello everyone, it's me, LinkingX2, back again with more Worlds content. Today we're going to do the classic power ranking for all the Worlds teams. This time, what is special with this video? Because, well, you see all these videos online about these people ranking the teams, all these pro players or whatever doing this. But, well, they're not even watching the games, they're not even watching the regions. You ask them, yeah, what do you say about Unicorns of Love? They don't even know where they're coming from. But that's the difference with this guy here. He has no life, he watches nearly all the regions and, well, at least the playoffs. So yeah, let's hope to get a bit more of an accurate ranking here, at least in my opinion. And yeah, we're going to start with the S+ tier here. And yeah, in my opinion, move up the first three teams here in yeah, order left to right. Damwon, I think, is the strongest team at the moment. Also, their potential is quite high. They can play different types of styles. So even should the meta change, which, well, we don't really expect, but Worlds is a long tournament, and yeah, playing on one patch for an entire month, maybe some things change up, and yeah, they certainly have more versatility than other teams. Similar story for FPX, so that's why I rank them above EDG. First of all, they're more consistent throughout the summer split, and yes, they lost the finals against EDG. Yes, that happened. Can happen, but also similarly to Damwon, they have a bit more flexibility with their players and with their champion pools. And yeah, in the end, I think Doinby is still better than Scout, even though he got showed up at that one moment. EDG though is still a very powerful team. You don't win LPL by chance. So yeah, these teams are proud contenders for the title, at least now before the tournament, without having seen any surprises coming in from other teams. Moving up into the next S category here, and we start with T1 and then we follow up with RNG. RNG had a bit of a interesting summer split, starting bad, then going on a like 7 or 8 game win streak in the LPL, and then inting in the playoffs. Not too great this time. Yes, they won MSI, so they already beat Damwon, for example. Their bot side, very consistently good if AD carries come up again. Crying, the mid laner, I view him very similarly to Crown from Samsung back in the days. And their top side with Xiaohu and Wei, super powerful. We're going to talk about player rankings in the near future. And yeah, you can expect Xiaohu to be in the upper spots there. Probably the strongest top laner at the tournament. And T1, obviously there's a huge amount of tier 1 bias here. But T1 nearly were able to beat Damwon, so you might expect me to put them here or wherever, but we have to be a bit honest, their players are still super young, and we have seen it again and again that younger players do slump a bit at Worlds or international tournaments due to nerfs and other factors like that. So we have to deduce a few points from them, and in the end we have to be fair, they also lost to Damwon, so S is more appropriate. Then coming into the A category, we have Genji and LNG. So LNG is LPL's 4th seed, so you might expect 4th seeds to be further down the line, but LNG is actually a super strong team. They had a very good start into the summer split, then slumped a bit in the regular season, but then made a miracle run in the playoffs and nearly got to the finals if it weren't for FPX and EDG. Still, their bot side is okay, but it's not the greatest. But on the flip side, Ale and Tarzan, as well as Icon in the mid lane, make up a very strong and solid top side. Genji here as well have a few issues in terms of team play and so on, but you can always count on Clit, BDD and Ruler to carry the game, and overall their player skills, even Life and Rascal. Then coming here to the next category, B, we have Hungerlife, Fnatic, Mad and PSG. So Hungerlife is the 4th seed from Korea, but are they the 4th best team in Korea? To be honest, I don't think so. I think Nongshim would have been better. I think Nongshim overall is the better team. If Hungerlife can't perform to the same level as they performed in the regionals, they might even be worse than Genji in 2018. Let's hope we don't see that, because we want to see Chovy pop off. In this one here, we assume that they perform to the same level as they did in the regional qualifiers. Why is Fnatic above Mad? I think even though the finals was a 3-1 for Mad, it could have been a 3-2. and also it could have been a bit more close. Mad played like 8 games in playoffs, while Fnatic played 18. Fnatic played like 2 splits this summer, 18 games additionally in like a few weeks. Obviously you show your strategies, obviously you get a bit burned out. So Mad had a great advantage coming into the finals, and yeah, looking at it, I think also with World's performance on the line, Fnatic always has this clutch factor, so I put Fnatic a bit above Mad, but both are in B rank, which is still super good, not throwing any shade here at Mad or Fnatic. Then you might ask yourself, what is PSG Talon doing here? You might not even know this team. So they're from the PCS, which was more or less former the LMS region, and at MSI, PSG performed better than NA's Cloud9. They were above them in the standings, even took a game of RNG in the semis, and last Worlds in the playing stage, PSG was first, above LGD, above UOL. They were first in their playing groups, and then they made it to groups, and in groups they were third, above Rogue even. And the only reason they didn't make it out of groups was because they were in the room with Damwon Kia and JDG. So yeah, this team is really good, and this year they only lost 1 game in the regular season, which was in spring. They went completely undefeated in summer. Yes, they fumbled a bit at the end in the playoffs, where they lost 1 best of 5, but in the end they came out on top in their region. They are quite a good team with a good jungler in River. Maple as a mid laner, many of you know him, maybe from the LPL, but probably from Flash Wolves. And their bot lane, Unified and Kaiwing especially, are something that should not be underestimated. Kaiwing, a super strong support player here coming in from the PCS region. Looking now at the C rank, we have Rogue, 100 Thieves, where are they? C9, Team Liquid, and then Beyond Gaming. So why is Rogue a level beyond? So why is Rogue a level down on Fnatic and Mad? Rogue simply doesn't have any clutch factors. Every time it matters, Rogue falters. Last year at Worlds, I just mentioned it, they were even below a wildcard region or a minor region. If it really comes to it, they're going to fail. So I don't have any confidence in this team, even though Inspired is a good player. Hansama also has great mechanics, and players like Larsen, Trimby and Odo, while they're not like superstars at the moment, they certainly can have pop-off performance themselves. So the roster is not that bad, but they aren't clutch, and their team play can also falter from time to time. In a sense, you could say they're quite similar to Genji, but just worse. So yeah, I have to put them a level down. 100 Thieves ahead of C9 and TL, simply because I think the team is way better. Closer is completely smurfing on these kids, and we obviously go from recent performance. And then they beat TL 3-0 in the finals, and overall they're the NA champions. I don't think you have to argue too much why they should be ahead of the other teams. Then the next thing, people say 100 Thieves doesn't have any experience, they're a young team. So Huhi, Closer and Sunday all were at Worlds before, others had international experience as well. So I don't really think nerfs are going to be a great issue with this team. Why is C9 over TL? Well, simply put, C9 has this clutch factor here with Perkz and with Mythy coming in. They have experience as well, and we can say historically speaking, C9 has always performed. This is complete bullshit, because the C9 team has like nothing to do with past C9 teams, as like coaching staff and players nearly all have been swapped. Then TL and last, they still have a very good roster, but they're not really doing all too well at the moment. I'm not really seeing how they incorporate their individual strengths together. And then lastly, Beyond Gaming. I was thinking about putting them anywhere in this category, but now I put them in last place. Their bot lane, Doggo and Kino, are really good actually. They are better than in lane than Unified and Kaiwing, but the thing is, the rest of the map from Beyond is not that strong, and putting them up against TL, for example, even though I could see Beyond's bot lane winning that or like being fine there, I think the rest of the map is going to crumble. So yeah, I have to put them at the bottom of C rank. Coming to the D rank, and you see we only have playing teams left. So in D and F rank will be the player teams, according to the projected strength that I assume here. Starting with Detonation Focus Me, the representative of Japan, followed by Infinity of the LLA, Latin America, and then Galatasaray of Turkey. In F, Unicorns of Love, followed by Red Candies, and then Peace. I think Detonation Focus Me doesn't need too much of an introduction. They beat Cloud9 in the past. The roster with Aria in the mid lane has been improved. They get to scrim Korean teams due to the proximity of their region to Korea. Then we have Infinity. So this team has so much experience in their roster: White Lotus, Bugax and Solid Snake. Their support Arkaman is also quite good. But the mid laner Cody has received high praise from like even NA pros, because he has been doing well in the North American server. Yes, that doesn't mean too much internationally, but in comparison to the other play-in region teams, the whole team has experience and skill. Galatasaray having also experienced players from the top lane to the bot lane, and overall the Turkish league has always been quite competitive and quite fierce, with getting many imports from Korea and from Europe. So overall the quality of the server and the league is quite high. Unicorns of Love, usually you would expect them to be quite high, and I wouldn't be too surprised if they do show up. But they haven't been as dominant in their own region. Yes, some other teams have been stepping up, but also I think their roster has downgraded from last Worlds with the departure of their AD carry Gadget. So I have to deduce a few PowerPoints here. Then why is Red Candace above Peace? First of all, I don't even think they're the strongest team in their region. I think Pentanet.gg would have been the better team here, but also in comparison, Red Candace, they did show up and their recent performance was quite good. They took over Brazil in a sweep. The only issue I could see here with Red Candace is that their players have no international experience, while Peace has old Legacy players, and Legacy did perform quite good at last year's play-ins. So overall, you could argue for Unicorns to move up and also for Peace to move up as well, but I think these three wildcard region teams are just a cut above the other three and have a higher chance to make it out. So overall, that's my ranking here for the teams at Worlds. Hope you can understand, and hope you also can share your opinion down in the comments down below. Maybe you think I'm a complete buffoon, a complete idiot, then let me know, and maybe post your rankings down below as well. Would be interesting to chat and exchange a few opinions. So if you like the content today, make sure to like and subscribe to not miss out on any future Worlds content. And if, for example, you don't know these wildcard region teams, I've made a short introduction to each of the play-in teams, and you can probably find that in the top corner there somewhere. And hope you enjoy with that as well. So see you around for some juicy power rankings in terms of players. This will be the next video, so stay tuned for that. Till then, bye.